How we doing, guys? I hope we're well. Back today with a brand new video, and we've got a pretty cool pair of shoes to check out. They are the G-Lock Gallivanter from GFORE. Okay guys, so they are here in this box. Now, one thing that you can always say about GFORE is they just nail packaging. They just do packaging so well, and these shoes are no different from the little magnetic little snap you get there on the box. The branding on the box just looks class. I know you don't wear the box, but the unboxing experience I think is still something that I certainly enjoy. So they always nail it, GFORE, so props to them for that. So let's get these opened. Let's have a little look again. Ooh, okay. That's a good looking shoe. That is a good looking shoe. Let's get the other one out. Okay, so with these guys, this is the snow colorway. You do get an additional set of laces in dark gray, kind of charcoal. Really nice, kind of match the outer sort of ring there on the midsole. So that's very, very nice indeed. But yeah, let's get on to set that one down. And let's take a look at these further. So guys, this is GFORE's first dabble into the world of spiked golf shoes. So all of the Gallivanters, all of the previous models, the MG4 Plus, MG4, everything has always been spikeless. Now they're hitting us with these spiked models. And so we're going to get onto the reason why in just a second. Let's start with the outside of the shoe, and then we'll sort of head into the shoe as we go through this sort of first impression video. So full grain premium leather upper. This is, I mean, one thing with GFORE, materials are always class, and this is unlike any other. If you've experienced their product before, you'll know what I mean. This really nice grainy, waterproof as well, grainy leather, so nice. And then you move down to a compression molded EVA midsole, just going to provide you with a little bit of comfort. Comfort wise on these guys, don't be expecting these to be like a Boost midsole. They're not. They're going to be very firm, but they're going to be comfortable, but just not squishy in any way, if that makes sense. You kind of have a trade-off, right? When you go for a pair of shoes that looks like this, and Premier Series again is also one. Midfoot cushioning is just not something that you're going to get loads of compared to like an Ultra Boost golf shoe from Adidas, for example. So you kind of have to pay the price. What you get when it comes to stability in these versus the sort of the squishier, boostier midsole shoes, far superior. We then move our way to the bottom of the shoe. Now this is the reason why we're all here, right? So what GFORE have done, which for me is kind of a bit odd with these, is they're announcing the company that make the spikes. So the spikes here are the Tour Flex Pro from Soft Spike. You never really hear of brands doing this when it comes to their spikes. Like, you'd never hear from FootJoy who make their spikes, or other brands. I don't know. I mean, if they do that and I've missed it, then someone please comment down below. But yeah, for me, it's just a bit odd that GFORE have decided to announce who do the spikes. The spikes are removable, which is quite nice. So if you have a brand of soft spike that you like more than others, and you find provides you more grip than others, then by all means take these out, swap them over, and crack on. You'll be very, very happy. Now, why have GFORE decided to put some spikes on this shoe? Tour is one reason. So guys on tour needing a little bit more grip, a little bit more stability when they're out there playing. And then the UK and EU sort of international markets have played quite a role in this as well. Like, when GFORE first brought out the Gallivanter, all of the spikes on the bottom, the soft spikes, the spikeless, they're the spikeless. All the spikeless little pimples on there were all really close together. They clogged up quite a bit and didn't really provide you, in my opinion, with all that greater grip. They then did more iterations of the shoe where they cut out some of them, got rid of them, and then that alleviated the issue. To a degree, you didn't really get as clogged up when you wore them as you did with sort of the first versions that came into this country. But the grip has never been fantastic on the shoe, in my opinion. I've had a few versions of it, and just the grip's never been spectacular. And so obviously this is the reason why we now have a spiked model of the shoe, which for me, I welcome. I'm still one of these golfers. I still just love to have these soft spikes on the bottom of the shoes. I'm not, if you could give me a shoe that had soft spikes versus spikes, then I would always pick the version of that shoe that had the spikes. So for me, just a little bit more, I guess, confidence in the fact that, yeah, I'm going to have that little bit more grip when there are spikes on the bottom. What, guys, is also interesting about this, we have 10 spikes on the bottom. For me, that's quite a lot of spikes. I maybe would have liked to have seen maybe 8 or 9, maybe one sort of around this area here, bring these down slightly. I'm just thinking that's those 4 spikes at the top. That's quite a lot there in a small space, but you know, time will tell when I get out and wear these. We'll see if they do clog up with the fact that there's a lot of action all in that one spot, or hopefully, I mean, they'll deal with it really well. I won't notice anything and I'll regret saying that. Okay guys, so moving our way to the inside of the shoe. It's their antimicrobial mesh liner that they have on the inside of their shoe. This shoe features the athletic version of that. I would love someone to tell me what the difference between an athletic antimicrobial mesh liner versus the non-athletic version is, and the reason why there's a difference. That'd be very interesting to hear. But basically what it does is it prevents odor, prevents the shoe from smelling. You do, in the heel section, have a dual density molded heel cup in there. You can really feel it on the outside here. Loads of support for your heel. Absolutely love that. When you do try these on, you do feel very much in the shoe, which I absolutely love. Very, very nice. I've walked around in them, I mean, a teeny bit. But when you do first put them on, you do really feel that locked in feel, which I very much love. And then goes on to another of my favorite, actually, another of my favorite technologies that G4 have. If I remove the inner little shoe tree bit there and show you, you do have the famous lumpy insole in there, which is going to massage your foot underneath it. It's quite a nice feeling, I'll be honest. It's something that's one of those ones. Some people might roll their eyes at this sort of technology, but I do really think it makes a difference, and it's very nice underneath your feet. Makes for a very comfortable ride when you're out there on the golf course. Okay guys, now sizing on these. So for me, I take a size 10 in G4. I take a size 9.5 in Nike. I take a size 10 in Adidas. I take a size 9 in FootJoy. So just be aware of sizing when you're looking at purchasing these. Just try and make sure that you get the right one. I would always sort of recommend maybe sizing up half a size from the size that you think. So yeah, that's a little bit of sizing advice there for you guys. So yeah, always, if you can, go somewhere, try them on before you buy them. Okay guys, so you do have 3 colorways of these, well 4 colorways, but I'm gonna go on to that 4th one in a second. You have this snow colorway, you do have a twilight camo colorway, and then you have an onyx colorway, and then onyx is basically another word for black. And then you have the luxe version of this shoe. Now that sort of brings me on to pricing. The luxe version of the shoe is £275. I think for that you might get a slightly more premium leather upper. It looks like a wooden midsole. It's a really kind of classic looking pair of shoes. For me, not for the average consumer. These shoes, these ones here, and the twilight camo as well as the onyx, they are $195 on G4's website. That's, for me, a lot of money. That's, you know, when you're looking at the shoes that this is competing against, you're pricing yourself sort of £20 over what those other shoes are. So interesting price point. I personally would have liked to have seen these at the 169, 179 mark. I think that would have been maybe more appropriate. Maybe we might see that in time. They might come down a little bit, but yeah, 195 on these shoes here. So guys, that is the G4 G-Lock Gallivanter shoes. What do you think of these? Be interested to hear. What do you think pricing wise? Do you think it's a good thing that they added the spikes? Did you like the shoe as it was before without the spikes? Have you experienced any grip issues with them at all? Do let me know down in the comments section below. Huge thank you to G4 for sending these over. I will bring a full review to the channel as soon as I've got these out on the golf course. Unfortunately, in the UK at the moment, it's not really white shoe weather, but guys, as soon as I get out, I'll bring you that review. So if you did like the video, guys, do hit that like button and do subscribe. We've got loads of content planned for the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I will see you all very, very soon.